Hello everybody. Welcome back to my channel, Reality TV Africa, and I'm back with another review. This one is for Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip. It's one season so far, episode 5, and I'm gonna start. Okay, I'm gonna review the episode. Out of 10, I like to review the episode. Out of 10, I'll give it a 6.5. It was okay. For me, I felt like the drama was becoming repetitive. Everybody versus Mel and Crystal. It's like, guys, can we get a break? Can we get some resolve? Thank God we did. But, guys, we're in episode 5. Where is Londie London? Is she ever showing up? I mean, these trips that they do for Ultimate Girls Trip are literally, it's shot within 10 to 14 days. And they're already halfway through their trip and Londie is nowhere to be seen. I'm wondering, what's the tea? What's the plan? Is she really going to show up? Is she going to participate? Is she going to... I don't know. Anyway, we did see her in the previews, so I'm guessing she's going to make an appearance, but is it going to make sense for her to travel across the planet for just, 5 days, 4 days? Anyway, your guess is as good as mine, but let's get into the actual episode. So yeah, we just get off the back of the last episode where they're at Blue Mountain, and the ladies have already uncovered the fact that Mel has been recording them. It seems like they had already discovered this off camera, so Mel came clean with it in the last episode, and she's like, yeah, I've been recording y'all. She wasn't hiding the fact anymore, and the ladies were up in arms and upset and, shouting over her, over talking her, and she was not having it. And then Mel keeps doing these trending things like, bye Felicia, and talking like your mouth is moving like a rat. Girl, get some original shade, because that shade is tired, okay? But, the whole rat comment didn't sit well with many of the ladies, especially Letabo. And when Letabo responded and was like, I'm bold, I'm black, I'm loud, it felt like she was insinuating, calling out your race to a person of another race is almost like, are you saying that you guys have a racial difference and issue because of your race? I don't know, that's what it felt like to me. Maybe I'm reading too much into it, but guys, if you think otherwise, comment below. If you agree, comment below. But Letabo was doing the most. And it's good that Mel walked away and she was like, I'm not gonna engage, She has her boundaries and they're very, very clear. Shouting, I'm out. Yeah, as she walks away, Crystal follows her. Crystal is her only ally at this point, and they seem to be tighter than tight, because they're the ones who have been kind of excommunicated from the group. They're the ones who are kind of secluding themselves from the group. Crystal from the get-go has been butting heads with most of the ladies, but now Mel is also butting heads, and not forgetting the fact that Mel in the beginning was saying she was going into this cautious of Crystal, but now her and Crystal are like bosom buddies. Anyways, they walk away, get their own table, and Mel is like, I'm done. I don't want to film with Letabo. I'm done with these people. I cannot. And it's unfortunate that they're in one space together. They've driven hours to this venue, so getting away is not as easy, but I guess they did get to leave at some point on their own, and the ladies stayed back and they bonded. They bonded so much. I really liked seeing how much they bonded. Lassie opened up about her past and have had a relationship with the ex-president Jacob Zuma. She's ready to tell her story. I had heard that she would be gagged for telling her story, or rather production were warned and sent letters by lawyers, but Lassie from her own mouth is determined to speak her truth, and that she did. In some way, she talked about the kind of men that she would be with now that she's single, and of course it segued into Nonku getting teased for going 50-50 with the man they met at the Jamaican beach party. And Nonku girl, I just want to say, girl, you are Nonku Williams International. Why are we going 50-50 with any man? You should be in your queen era, girl. You are the iconic Nonku Williams. We don't go 50-50. A guy couldn't pay $65. That's like, oh my God, that's less than 10,000 Kenya shillings. That is chump change even for me. So I'm like, girl, and you still wanted a goodbye kiss? Respect yourself, girl. Liz, teach her your ways. Ah man, I was disappointed in that. But anyways, even Lassie was like, oof, no cool, girl. We're not about to be out here chasing after men just because you think they're good looking. And it also drums up, it goes back to the fact that she's willing to be a second girlfriend or second wife to some guy she's seeing. Yeah, no. Mel and Crystal leave the group and end up at the villa, and we see them catching up. Mel is just telling, Crystal is telling Mel about her previous husband who was 20 years younger than her. Well, she did say it was a customary marriage. I don't know what customary means when she said that, but I don't think that they had legalized anything. And so, yeah, she's telling her about her heartbreak and how he up and left and bought a hotel in Dar es Salaam, which is just right next door to me here in Tanzania, in East Africa, and left her. And so it's, I don't know. Mel, also opens up about her marriage and how it was before she met her husband, Pete. And when she met Pete, they used to fight a lot, but now they're like really close and, they found a balance and they love each other. You can tell them they're really tight. They're like besties, honestly. Yeah, it also goes back to why Letabo was saying that, and this is now in the, anyway, we'll talk about it. Yeah, anyway, next morning, Letabo and Bev are catching up, and Bev is, in tears about some incident that happened the night before, when the other ladies arrived to the villa. And of course, I think, if I'm not wrong, I think Letabo's room, Mel and Letabo were sharing a room, because what I remember was Letabo had 2 beds in her room. Either that or her room was close to Mel, but there was a whole incident, a whole kerfuffle, which was caught on camera, but probably on Mel's recorder. And so, yeah, Letabo moved rooms, and Bev is visiting with her. And, they're catching up, and Bev is like calling her white trash and not happy. And I'm just like, there's something here that's feeling like it has a racial undertone. Because the day before, Letabo is calling herself, I'm black, I'm loud, what can I do? And, and now Bev is calling Mel white trash. There's some racial undertones coming out to me. But they get to talking about the recordings that Mel has been doing, and Letabo just kind of gave a theory that Mel is recording them and giving them back to her husband to kind of give her tips for the next day. I mean, I don't know if that's true, it's speculation, but what came out is Mel has been recording even her co-stars on her show. So it's normal, I guess, at this point. Even on the last installment of Durban, those ladies kept recording themselves on their phones when the cameras were down. I don't know what evidence they feel that needs to be recorded, or is it that people switch up on each other about the truth when confronted? And I don't know. But Mel, that's her MO. She records, she admitted, she copped up to it. Yeah. Then we see Mel, of course, in her room, and she has a printer. Hey, Mel and the receipts. She has a printout of Bev's stories where she had a Bible verse and thing. And Mel is basically like, I'm gonna call Bev out for preaching the gospel and not living the gospel, because how she's treating me with these ladies is not okay, and she needs to be told that that's not very Christian-like or godly of her. And I mean, in that instance, I kind of was like, I agree with Mel, because you can't be coming here preaching the gospel, talking about Jesus, talking about Christianity, talking about God, and then on the other side you're kind of being, mean. Even the way she started off with Crystal in the car, saying that she believes Crystal is the first one who's gonna get into a fight with someone. Well, which she did, her, because she said that. But she doesn't have that's not a very Christian-like or kind way to approach anyone or be, I don't know. But what I believe is Crystal, Bev, and Mel all have history prior to this show, and whatever was happening on the show played out because of their history. Pretty much, because there's a lot. Even the beef between Mel and Bev is just like a lot. Like, why does Pete even not like Bev? Like, they're not telling, rather, I'm not privy to, maybe I've not been keeping up with their socials while they've not been on screen. But there's a lot, it sounds like to me, that we are not privy to, but it's playing out differently on screen with these petty kind of dramas we're seeing, Guys, 3 sidebars. 3. 1. Nonku and Crystal. Why do they pick the wrong men or just keep centering men in their lives? I'm not judging, I just feel like these two ladies are so similar in that sense, but they need to figure out why they keep ending up in situations like they do with men. I mean, like Nonku willing to pay 50-50 with a guy she just met. At the very least, you should pay your first date, right? Girl, Liz was telling you that. Did I say Mel or Crystal? I meant Crystal if I said Mel. Crystal marrying a guy 20 years younger than her. That's not even the problem. The problem is how it ended, or whatever she's calling it. She's like, oh, it was a customary marriage. He left me and went and opened a hotel in Dar es Salaam. Okay, fine. And then now you have, after all that you've said, you're like, but we still are drawn to each other when we meet. Girl, where is your pride? Can you just be with someone legit or don't, and heal from whatever that was, and work through your emotions, then move on to the next if you have to. This thing of having to have a man, or a man defines you. Even Nonku, the fact that she's willing to be a second girlfriend or whatever that is situation she's in, it's just like, girl, you are Nonku Williams International. You keep calling yourself that. Anyways, I think I've already said that earlier, so I'm not gonna belabor that point. Now, the third sidebar is Mel. Mel looks so cute in her wedding footage. I mean, girl, those are that sidebar, and the other sidebar is how good her abs looked when she was showing the Bible verse about Bev. That, yeah, wedding footage. She looked really young, really delicate, really dainty. I mean, you can tell the difference. She's had some work done, but she looks good still even now. But yeah, abs. Oof, I want those abs. Those abs are everything, girl. Anyway, the ladies go to the weed farm for, just to learn about weed or whatever. And you can tell they're having a good time. Obviously, Mel and Crystal they're not feeling it. They're say weed is bad and whatnot. Anyway, to each their own. So they decide to, stand to the side, and at that point, they're Mel with her bye Felicia. Girl, be original with your disses. Like, it's a trend. Okay, fine. That will always be her defense, I guess. But yeah, while they're standing to the side, they're gossiping about Bev's daughter and saying how Bev's daughter has married a dope head who likes smoking a lot of weed. I don't know who the Bev's daughter is, and I don't know who she's married to, but I'm gonna go look for her on socials. And then they're talking about Nonku and judging her for being a mom and smoking weed and asking what will her kids think. I'm like, moms also like to have fun, and do as they do in Jamaica, okay? Anyways, Lassie is not, a weed smoker or even rolling and grinding the weed with them, but she's there. At least she's willing to be a team player. Nevertheless, the ladies rejoin the group, Mel and Crystal, and the minute they do, the ladies pounce on them and it's pandemonium from there. And Mel is like, I'm not doing this. She walks off. And it gets really heated. You know, Crystal is going at it with Letabo. Crystal is going at it with Liz. I mean, you know, Liz is like, I'm out. I'm going to leave tomorrow. I'm going to catch the first flight out to Texas and go see my daughter. And I mean, at this point, Lassie is like, this is not on, guys. We are a group. Let's, find some peace. She walks off, brings Mel back. And at this point, I'm like, Lassie, mad props to you. Very wise. I think she's so wise beyond her years. I mean, I'm in awe of her. I don't have words. I really, really, really appreciate the fact that she managed to rally the troops and get them back on track. Thing about such ensemble shows is if there's too much conflict over and over and over and over, it gets exhausting even for the people watching, the fans. We like to see a form of conflict and resolve. It makes, the storylines move forward, where if another conflict comes up, we see a resolve. If another conflict comes up, we see a resolve. Not just conflict about the same thing over and over and over, so that was cool of her. I would have thought, or rather, by virtue of the fact that Nonku is the longest serving housewife, she's older than Lassie, she's the most seasoned of them all, that should have been her role. But we know Nonku is not that mature. She's kind of the one who starts stuff up and stirs the pot. She's not the resolver of things. But yeah, typically that should have been her. She's the matriarch. But in this sense, she's not. Nonku has owned that role. And surprisingly enough, she's the youngest of the group. So kudos to her. Anyways, the ladies seem to get to a resolve of some sorts. And Mel seems happy enough. They bond over stuff that they've achieved since they left their individual installments. The only disgruntled person there was Crystal, because she was rudely interrupted by Letabo. Furthermore, she was not even offered any apology, which she felt she deserved. But anyway, let's see how the upcoming episodes go. And hopefully Londie can make an appearance soon enough. Anyway, guys, that's it for me on this review. And we'll catch you in my next one. Like, subscribe, comment, share, so that the algorithm can push out this content and let guys know that I'm over here doing this thing that I like doing. Guys, check out my other pages below in the description box. And I'll just tell you guys goodbye for now. Bye!